keep this intro short and sweet, as this is the third part of this chart, you know what you're in for. We will continue the hunt for creepy Easter eggs in games you love. I also think you are now familiar with the Iceberg chart and you know how this goes. With each layer we cover, the entries will get more obscure and scary. The creator of the chart, Trainwrecker, said that this chart is organized by both obscurity and creepiness factor. I am pretty sure you know how to support the channel, from simply liking to subscribing or joining the membership club for extra perks. I appreciate any kind of your support. So make yourself comfortable, grab a beer or brew yourself a coffee, grab some snacks and let's dive in. But the most important thing is, I thank you so much for tuning in and I hope you will enjoy this video. Layer 4. Hitman Contracts. Ghost in the Mirror. Starting the layer 4 with our favorite stealth bald guy out there, Agent 47. So let's take a better look at Hitman Contracts from 2004. There is something odd you can discover in the game. There is a ghost in the mission Traditions of the Trade. It seems not to be an angry ghost, as it only stares at you. But if you stare at it for too long, it will disappear. To find him, from the hotel entrance, turn right, go through the door, pick the lock on the next one when nobody is watching, and you can catch a glimpse of the ghost in the corridor. But get this, the ghost can be killed and its corpse dragged. However, the guards will notice you dragging a ghost corpse and they will attack you. Another Easter egg for you: if you have the HD remaster of the Hitman trilogy, if you kill the ghost, you will get the achievement Ghostbuster. Golden Freddy jump scare. It's obvious you would have at least one Five Nights at Freddy's Easter egg. I mean, we are still talking about creepy Easter eggs here. To get this, you would need to go under Custom Night, then you need to select the difficulty to 1987 and the Golden Freddy jump scare would be triggered. From my understanding, the 1987 reference was never meant to mean anything. There was a rumor that putting this number would unlock a secret ending, so they threw it in the game to scare everyone who tried. Taiko no Tatsugen, or The Masters of Drum, is a series of games created by Namco. In the games, you're playing a taiko drum in time with music, so it's basically a rhythm-based game. The game has also very cryptic audio message or music, however you want it, featured in the game. Now this is a bit against the chart rules, but anyway, deep within the files of the game, there is a hidden song called inaccessible to regular players because you need to rip off everything from the CD to find it. It's a disturbing mix of footsteps, screams, and a remix of Wrath of Requiem and eerie laughter, followed by song rewinding. And it also gives you hints for a teaser about Taiko DS3 for those who delve into the game's code. Black and White 2 Whispers. Black and White 2 was a game I spent so many hours as a kid because I love to play RTS games. Everything from Age of Empires, Red Alert, Rise of Nations, and of course Black and White 2 was amongst them. A cool Easter egg that can catch you off guard is that the game can see your username of the PC and it would whisper it in game. Just imagine playing the game at night and suddenly it whispers your name. But sadly my name wasn't on the list, so I had luck, I guess. Milas Secret Room. So this game sits for 2 months I guess on my PC and it's just waiting for me to get some extra time to try it out. I heard so much good stuff about this game. For those who didn't know, Psychonauts is a 2005 platformer game set in a retro futuristic version of the year 1982. Psychonauts follows Raz, a young boy gifted with psychic abilities. The Easter egg is about Mila's secret room, which can be found at Mila's dance party level. The secret room gives us a little story of Mila's past, where she worked at an orphanage that burned down. That's quite morbid. In the secret room you will hear the nightmares screaming, "Save us, why didn't you help us?" Fun fact I found out, while they were programming this lever, there was a glitch in the audio, so if you got close enough it would trigger the audio and it would be played everywhere in the room. The guy who discovered this bug didn't know about this room beforehand. Also, the poor guy discovered it in like 4 AM. Doom original soundtrack Spectrograms. Let's talk about Doom 16, such an awesome game. And everyone who played the new Doom game or is in metal probably familiar with the mastermind behind the music, none other than Mike Gordon. Well, he hid something a bit interesting in the soundtrack. Well, it's very obvious. If you put the original soundtrack into a spectrogram, you will discover pentagrams and 666 references. Plus a huge shout out to the bassist from the Static X, also rest in peace Wayne. And I actually own the Doom soundtrack on vinyl. It's just freaking awesome, especially the blood red vinyls. The Crew Bigfoot. The Crew is an open world racing game and the developers hid a few creepy things in the game. One of those things is an 8-foot tall Bigfoot which can be found at any time of the day in the Northern Cascades east of Seattle. Sadly, there isn't much to talk about here, he just wanders around. So let's jump to the next entry. Graveyard Wallpaper. We need again to talk about Animal Crossing. The Graveyard Wall is a wallpaper in Animal Crossing New Horizons introduced in the 2.0 free update. A player had found a creepy ghostly figure in the Graveyard Wall wallpaper. They shared a video on Reddit revealing how the ghostly figure appears to move closer as the room's light changes. I love how Animal Crossing has such Easter eggs sprinkled throughout the game, and this is not the last Animal Crossing Easter egg. Sleeping Dogs Ghost. How many of you remember the True Crime series? I mean, I played a lot of True Crimes New York City, and Sleeping Dogs was sort of a sequel to that game, but much better. Now let's address the Easter egg in the game. On the street Jiangxi, you can find a restaurant named Golden Koi, where you can find two ghosts. One of them is just sitting there while the other stands beside him. After a closer inspection, you realize that the two ghosts belong to Jackie Ma and Winston. Call of Duty Finest Hour Ghost Room. Finest Hour is, although based on the original Call of Duty for PC, it has a different storyline and acts as a side story to the main game. Also, a thing I need to mention is the music, composed by Michael Giacchino, who previously worked on the original Medal of Honor franchise. Well, sorry about that. Let's talk about the scary ghost room. So you can find a ghost room in the underground passage level. To access it, throw 2 grenades at a seemingly unopenable door. Then throw one more to blow it open. Inside you will discover many scary things. Candles will float in mid-air and there is no ceiling. In the room you will also find a cradle. Upon approaching it, a young ghostly boy appears, but he doesn't react to the player. The room is also filled with many strange pictures and there is even an oversized rat in the cage under the stairs. Omori Mirror Jump Scare. Omori is a game I covered in the Disturbing Iceberg chart, where I dive a bit more into why the game is so disturbing. In the game, you will stumble upon mirrors, which are a recurring motif featured in Omori. They usually appear floating around the colorful areas of headspace. In the real world, they can only be inspected within a house bathroom, but on rare occasions there is a 5% chance that inspecting a mirror in headspace will trigger a distorted jump scare, only after defeating Pluto. This Easter egg applies to any floating mirror found throughout headspace, and it can happen on any road. Layers of Fear Ojwa board. Layers of Fear is a psychological horror adventure game developed by Blobber Team. It was released in 2016. Layers of Fear features an event who is only available at Halloween time every year. You will know that the event is in effect because a new drawing will appear at the entry of the house when starting the game. It tells a story about children who find a spirit board in the basement. Should you follow this lead and head into the basement, they will find that the back door room, which is normally locked, is now open. Using the audio board, you can use it to write various words for fun to watch fun effects to take place. However, certain words will grant you the access of the rest of the story pages. The Crew, world ending. I said that the Crew had few more cards up his sleeve, and this one is definitely weirder and not so fun like the last one. If you go to the north side of Texas, you can go a bit off-road and there is a chance you will find an abandoned car, which isn't something groundbreaking, but after looking around you will also discover a body with a flying note that the world is ending. So I can only guess that this guy fled from the city to the countryside and then committed suicide to escape the end. Sadly, this Easter egg can also serve as a warning that you don't believe everything the media says. Oh, fake media reports sounds like a fun thing to dive in. Undertale Gaster. Beware of the man who speaks in his hands. Let's dive into the amazing world of Undertale. The chart sent us to the Undertale wiki page about Gaster. So, who is he? Gaster is a mysterious character in Undertale, formerly the royal scientist responsible for creating the core. He disappeared under cryptic circumstances. Various rooms and assets hint his appearance, but he doesn't have an officially known form. Room 269 features a figure believed to be Gaster, who appeared black and white with a cracked face. The room can be only accessed with a specific fun value. Room 264 contains an entry in upper text that appears to be a missing lab entry. The text hints at an experiment gone wrong and references to darkness growing. The relationship with other characters like Goner Kid, Gaster followers and Sans suggests connections and mysteries related to Gaster's role in game's lore. Various unused rooms and assets like the room 272 and a stable further deepen the mysterious surroundings of Gaster. Gaster remains one of Undertale's most mysterious characters, with much of his story left to speculation. Cry of Fear 911 Call. Cry of Fear is a survival horror game developed by the independent Swedish studio team. The name you see on the screen, do not butcher it. It was originally a mod for Half-Life 2 in 2012. It was released then as a standalone product the following year. As I already said, Cry of Fear is something special, definitely worth experiencing. While playing the game, you may already know you have a Sony Ericsson mobile phone and you can actually use it. What surprise! While playing the game, maybe you thought to yourself to call 911 so they can get you out of this mess. After dialing up 911, you will hear some screams. The screams can be connected to Simon's screams when his body was removed from the car wreckage during the Black Day. Death Stranding, Shower Ghost. Death Stranding, or the Amazon Prime Delivery Simulator, is quite an interesting game. There is only two options. Either you love it or you hate it. And if you know the whole theory behind Hideo Kojima MGS5 PT, then you're definitely looking at Death Stranding in a different light. But we need to address the director's cut of the game, because it included a few things that the base game didn't. Now the games feature a PT reference. The director's cut features a new dream sequence with a mysterious figure in the shower, reminiscent of PT style. As you wake up, you're greeted with a shadowy-like figure in the shower. Also, did you know the theory that Death Stranding is based on Hideo Kojima life, sort of? And I leave it at that. BioShock Infinite, hidden music. We already talked about some hidden messages in BioShock, but we have some more. This entry leads us to the fourth map of the game, where you will hear, after getting the shield from Lutes, a cryptic song. But if you decide to speed up the song to almost 1000%, you will hear sentences. For example, time for me to drown, to live, or time finally will catch up to me. If you want to check the other hidden messages, the chart provides a link which is in the description. Animal Crossing Haunted Paintings. Layer 5 is finishing with another Animal Crossing entry. In Animal Crossing New Horizons, Jolly Red sells both authentic and fake art. Some fake art is haunted, but authentic pieces are never haunted. Haunted art reveals its haunting features from dusk until dawn. As of now, we know about 5 haunted pieces. The fake Vistul painting, which closes her eyes, a fake informative statue with a faint glow, a scary painting with a creepy smile, a graceful painting, and a fake ancient statue. Haunted pieces cannot be displayed in museums, sold to the nooks, or gifted, but they can be buried and make your island haunted. But this may lower your island rating, so let's go to the next layer. Layer 5. Slender The Arrival, Secret Level. Layer 5 starts with a Slender game. As you probably guessed, the Slender game can't use Slenderman as an easter egg like other games we covered on the list. Also, if you didn't know, the Slender Arrival is a fully realized commercial version of Slender the 8 pages. But you wanna hear about the secret level. Well, to access the secret level, you will first do a few steps. First, grab a flashlight, turn on the radio, exit the house, run towards the Charles Matheson Jr. poster. On the first try, I should keep an eye out. On the second try, an explosion of static will happen, putting you back to the menu. Then click on Start Game and then the secret level shall engage. If you choose to do the secret level and you complete it, the entire game gets stuffed up and you can't play anymore. Red Dead Redemption 2 UFO Encounters. We covered so much GTA stuff on the chart, but it's time that we dive into Red Dead Redemption, because the link of the entry sent me to a page with few Easter eggs. I will address them as a whole. In Red Dead Redemption 2, there are many hidden mysteries and eerie occurrences beneath the surface of the game. You will explore many bizarre and supernatural phenomena. For example, you can discover abandoned shacks with skeletons, a cult leader message about a voyage throughout time and galaxies, and an eerie UFO sighting at 2 AM. Red Dead Redemption 2 continues Rockstar tradition of incorporating mysteries, as we already covered in Grand Theft Auto 5. There are many things we can investigate in Red Dead Redemption 2, and I promise you we will dive into each of them later. The Stanley Parable, Airport Man. The Stanley Parable is a game I will ask you kindly to check out. I only watched some gameplay and I was really amazed how good the game is. So, Airport Man, who is he? The Watching Man, also known as the Airport Man, is a mysterious character. He can be spotted in specific endings, such as the no buckets ending and the bucket version of the elevator ending. Little is known about him and it's unclear if he works at the company. To encounter the Watching Man, specific requirements must be met. In the no bucket ending, players must answer all questions correctly. In the number 3 ending, he can also be seen during the elevator ride to the press conference. More fun facts: the character model of the Watchman is labeled as A-Man-002 in the game files, originally named Airport Man. Also, the Watching Man was discovered in a trailer for the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. Some players have confused the Watching Man with another secret character, which is a Stanley lookalike seen in an office window, although there is no apparent connection between them. Red Dead Redemption, Strange Man. Let's talk about the Strange Man. The Strange Man is a mysterious character found in Red Dead Redemption and makes an appearance in the sequel. He possesses knowledge about John Marston's past, including his involvement with the Van der Linde gang. In the sequel, an abandoned shack is in Biowa NVA is linked to the Strange Man, featuring a cryptic writing related to Armadillo, Herbert and Herbert Moon, and to the cholera outbreak in New Austin. Arthur Morgan finds an unfinished painting of the Strange Man in the shack, while John Marston later completes it and encounters the Strange Man in the mirror. In Red Dead Redemption, the Strange Man is the focus of the side mission I Know You. He interacts with John in a cryptic and mysterious manner, posing moral dilemmas and making vague comments. Appearance-wise, the Strange Man wears a black two-piece suit with a top hat and has a well-maintained mustache and pale skin, and he does often speak in cryptic phrases. Dear Esther, Ghosts. Dear Esther is an adventure game developed and published by the Chinese Room. It was originally released in 2012 featuring a minimalistic gameplay, and your only objective in the game is to explore an unnamed island in the Hebrides, Scotland, listening to a troubled man reading a series of letters to his deceased wife. The Chinese Room released a spiritual successor to Dear Esther, titled Everybody's Gone to the Rapture, in 2015. I played this game upon release, but I having only vague memories about it. But let's address the ghosts in the game. Ghostly figures are occasionally visible while wandering the island, with some more difficult to spot than others. They appear randomly on fixed spots in the game and are believed to be representatives of any of the 5 characters in the story.
Portal 2 Redman's Den.
Portal 2 Redman's Den is a mysterious part you can find in Portal 2. Doug Redman, also named as simply the Redman, is a secret and a Easter egg, we can say. Redman does not appear in-game in any form. Instead, he leaves paintings and murals which can be found throughout the backstage of various testing chambers in Portal and the single-player campaign of Portal 2. He is a scientist who survived the neurotoxic attack, which killed the rest of his team. He spends his day writing and making graffiti. Over time, he slowly lost his sanity and his schizophrenia completely took him over. Besides his reference in the game, there is also a comic about him that shows us more about his world. This is a quite nice rabbit hole to dive in if you're into Portal and you didn't know about this.
Splatoon. Disturbing boss sounds.
Let's look at disturbing sounds that can be found in the game Splatoon. The file name is listed on the screen. These sounds will be played after you defeat a boss in Splatoon single-player campaign. Apparently the sounds are coming from a deep sea metro, as you can hear train noises and people screaming. Sadly, I found only theories about this sound, but I didn't find any clear explanation.
Humaniki Monoco event.
Let's dive another time into Humaniki and let's talk about the Monoco event. The Monoco is a character found in the White Dresser A. Monochromatic appearance. She appears to be associated with a traffic incident theme in the game. When the spotlight effect is used near her, she undergoes a transformation with unsettling features. Monoco is often grouped with Mono, collectively referred to as Mono Sisters, by the fans, suggesting there is a possibly sisterly connection there. This transformation may symbolize the aftermath of a vehicle-related accident in Madazuki's real-life experiences.
Splatoon 2 Giggling Statues.
Splatoon 2 features giggling statues in their game. The statues can be found in the Museum de Alfonso. I don't know what to say more, just go near them and sometimes you will hear them laughing. There isn't any much context here besides that.
Escape from the Colosseum. Jump scare.
Who remembers the ScoobyDoo movie from 2002? The action movie, I mean. The movie was actually quite good, let's say. It has many adult references sprinkled throughout. I don't know, it was funny, but let me hear your thoughts.
Hey, I can look at myself naked.
So, because of the movie, they actually made a follow-up game called the Escape from the Colosseum, also known as ScoobyDoo 2 Monsters Unleashed Escape from the Colosseum. It's a point-and-click adventure flash game that was also promotional tie-in for the 2004 live-action movie ScoobyDoo 2 Monsters Unleashed, originally posted on the official movie website in 2004, but the game also spread to other flash websites. Some of the things you can encounter in the game are a bit scary, but we need to be honest, the game is kinda meh, it's not really that good. And whose idea was to put this in a child's game?
Humaniki Face.
The Face event, known as the Red King by Japanese fans, occurs when Madazuki opens the door at the top of the stairway in Number World. It can only be accessed through a specific zipper tile, which has occasionally an unhappy expression. Opening the door results in a disturbing animation with a face-like mask and a rushing sound, lasting around 10 seconds. Madazuki wakes up afterward, similar to the nightmare. An interpretation of this is, what I have found online, suggests that the face represents why Madazuki avoids leaving her room in the real life. possibly due to trauma or fear. Others see it as a reminder of her dreaming state, promoting her to wake up. Some theories link it to a body imagery or phallic symbolism, with a zipper and nerve-like phallic-like creature contributing to this interpretation. Another idea is that the face represents an exaggerated interpretation of someone's face, possibly Madotsuki's own, reflecting uncertainty about her physical appearance.
Dream Daddy, escape from Margaret Zone.
Do you feel some cult activities again? This is about the game Dream Daddy released on Steam. It's a game where you are dead and you wanna try to romance other dads. But the game has a sinister ending. There is a secret cult ending for the character Joseph. This was later cut due to unknown reasons. The cult endings gives you a look at Joseph's true nature and it's pretty creepy. Currently the only way to access this is to download files from a dedicated group of guys on Discord who managed to recover the files and unlock the ending. But always be cautious before downloading content from unknown sources.
Ahead in Time, Monster Noises.
Ahead in Time is a platform game developed by a Danish studio called Gears for Breakfast. The game was developed using the Unreal Engine 3 and founded throughout a Kickstarter campaign, which nearly doubled its fundraising goals within its first 2 days. The game was self-published in October 2017. There is an Easter egg in the game that happens to you when you spend more than 20 minutes in the Heads Kid room. Stay long enough and some disturbing sounds will play. It's almost sounding like something is wailing in agony.
Whispering in the Forest.
We already know that Red Dead Redemption has many Easter eggs. One of them is hidden Sound of Brandy Wine Drop, Monoco Valley. Once you enter this area, you will hear something whispering. The whispers belong to Ethel Borchard and Eugene Hutton, a young couple who got lost in the woods of Annesburg. If you watch some theaters in the game, you can watch a show titled The Ghastly Serenade, which narrates the sad story of this young couple. While courting each other in the same forest, they got lost and stumbled upon what seems to be a dead army of British soldiers. Eugene's head was cut off by a ghostly soldier, and Ethel, running in fright, returned home with Eugene's head in her hands. When she told the story to the villagers, nobody believed her and instead accused her of witchcraft and burned her alive on a stake.
D-Day, Molok.
D-Day, developed by Digital Reality and released in 2004 to coincide with the 60th anniversary of the Normandy landings, has a very ominous Easter egg. You can find the Easter egg in Chapter 1, Saint Mere Eglis. If you find a church and you zoom in, you will hear this. I know this sounds something like from a Silent Hill game, but if you decide for whatever reason, blow up the church, you will find 5 mysterious glowing red orbs. And if you light them up in the correct order, which is of course in the order to form a pentagram, you will unleash a monster called Molok to help you in your quest to conquer everything. Also, Molok is a name or a term that appears in the Hebrew Bible several times, primarily in the books of Leviticus. The Bible strongly condemns practices that are associated with Molok, because the practices included child sacrifice. Yep, let's move on to the next entry.
Celeste, Mirror Temple Audio Reversed.
Celeste is a critically acclaimed platform game created by Extremely OK Games. The game follows a young woman named Madeline as she climbs the somewhat magical Celeste mountain, facing opposition from both the mountain's natural obstacles and from within herself. Sadly, I didn't play the game, but I spoiled myself many things because I watched some reviews, and this game hits differently. But let's address the Mirror Temple reversed audio. The music in the Mirror Temple is actually played backwards in the game while you're inside the mirror. There is also a secret message where you can hear Madeline talking about her feelings. From 2 minutes and 30 seconds to 5 minutes, in the track in the mirror, some whisperings can be heard. It's a reverse speech with a feminine voice, much likely from Madeline, describing how she feels about things and her train of thoughts.
Red Dead Redemption 2, Vampire Encounter.
The vampire known as the Saint Denis vampire is a minor character and Easter egg in Red Dead Redemption 2. To find him, you must discover 5 mysterious writings in Saint Denis, which directs you to the vampire's location, in an alley south of the cathedral, accessible around midnight. In the game, the vampire is depicted as a bloodthirsty being, attacking everyone who approaches him. He has a distinct appearance with bald, pale skin, bat-like ears and sharp teeth. I mean, you know what vampires look like.
You're a goddamn idiot.
If you defeat him, you can obtain his Orient dagger among other items.
Infra Tunnel B2.
Did you hear about the game Infra? Infra is a first-person adventure game developed by Loist Interactive. In the game Infra, Mark Siltanen, a structural analyst, becomes trapped underground after causing a water tunnel collapse. While surveying the Hammer Valley Dam, he uncovers a city-wide conspiracy and must prevent a nuclear meltdown. There is a hidden tunnel which you can access, which will lead you to a scary discovery where you can meet Marco, a in-game boogeyman sort of. It's in the part where you need to escape a collapsing tunnel, but there is actually another way to get out, which leads you to the enter of the tunnel B2, and then this happens. And we cover 2 more layers of the creepy Easter egg iceberg chart. We have 2 more layers to go. If you know about some extra Easter eggs that didn't land on the list, comment down below. And again, if you enjoyed the video and find any good, leave a like, consider subscribing or joining my YouTube membership program. And that's all from me now, and I hope I will see you in the next one. Bye.